From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LA with incredible big news about your stimulus checks. This is your fourth stimulus check update of 2021, detailing the big money, those monthly stimulus checks you're getting in the fourth stimulus package. I'll go over how much, when, and how you're going to get it. Then we cut back over to fifth stimulus, the fifth stimulus package this fall, and the SSI reform. All the latest update about your fifth stimulus package today. Then I'll cut over to third stimulus because what? One item just went live just a few minutes ago. Did you get the money yet? Third stimulus has a lot of items going live this week, one a few minutes ago, and one next week, and another few days thereafter. I want you to get that money because as a Purple Hawk, you want to be able to pounce. And because this is the first Afternoons LA show, you know what this is. Live question and answers. I'll be jumping into live chat and interacting with you more than any other broadcast throughout the day. So let's get to it. This is a big broadcast. I'm excited you're here. Bring those questions. First, an update about fourth stimulus, then fifth stimulus, and then we go into the big update about your third stimulus package. This is Afternoons LA. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. You made it to the weekend. Congratulations. How are you? It's a big day here in Los Angeles. I'm live. You're in the live chat, and I'm going to be interacting with you in just a minute in this recording. So get ready for your questions. If you watched mornings, you watched noon, or you watched early mornings, LA, I'm sure you got questions. So get ready to pounce with those questions in just a second. But first, some updates. Meantime, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Like this video, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. First, I want to go over fourth stimulus, then fifth stimulus, and then third stimulus. These will be sort of broad coverage. I'm not going to go into the incredible excruciating detail you're going to see tonight on Afternoons, Evenings, LA, because I want to answer your questions. I don't want to spend up all the time going over every detail, but what I want to go over are the broad strokes. First, fourth stimulus checks, monthly checks starting in the month of July. Who gets it? Let's get to it right now. You would get it if you got the third stimulus check, $75,000 or less, you get it. Household 4 or less, you get it. And if you're on SSI or SSDI, you get it. How does it work, and how is it different from whether we're talking about a House plan or a Senate plan? Let me go over all the details. The House members want those stimulus checks to go out for the pandemic plus 1 year. So let's look at that right now. The House members want the stimulus checks to be for the remainder of the pandemic plus a year. Senators want the stimulus checks to go out from now to December. The House members are progressives, the senators are moderates, and then the amount of the monthly checks is slightly different. The House members want $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. The senators, the amount is unknown, but word on the street is it's this. This is reportedly what the senators want to pay you. $2,000 a month, over 6 months, $12,000. $1,400 a month, over 6 months, $8,400. To which, let me answer a series of other questions. When would you get the first check? You would get the check in the month of July, for the month of July. When would the vote be? Leader Schumer and Speaker Pelosi confirm July 4th is when the latest date that they would call for a vote. Is this income? No, this is not income. This is not a taxable event. If you're on, will come in different waves. No, the stimulus check will come monthly, so they can't do it in waves. This will go by a reconciliation process. The House members or the senators or both will add it when they write the bill. Remember, the president doesn't write the bill, they write the bill. And away we go. That is your fourth stimulus package. Let me go right into fifth stimulus package. This stimulus package is the bill that heats up this fall, September to November. 2-month process, reconciliation. It mirrors the fourth stimulus package in 2 ways. One, it's going to go by recon, so hence it's going to be a 2-month process. Second, it's written by the Congress, and they're going to add on something. In the fourth stimulus package, they're adding in stimulus checks. In the fifth stimulus package, they're adding in benefits for SSI and SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits. What are those benefits? Let me tell you right now. We're zooming through here, and those benefits will be for SSI and SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits, new benefits levels, asset limits raised, inflationary benchmark added, the income exclusion removed, and the marriage penalty removed. Let me explain what that means. First, if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, any of the benefits. I don't care if you've been on benefits for 1 year or 40 years. They're going to take your benefits and raise it up to a new number. That will be your new number. Then they're going to add inflation as your benchmark. Every year your benefits are reassessed in December, and you're told how much your next year's check will be. Your checks will all go up about 2 to 4% over the next few years because that's where inflation is going to be. But if inflation goes through the roof, your checks will go through the roof. They're going to remove the asset cap, which is $3,000 for some of you. Remove the income cap. So if you want to work, you don't have to work, you can go work. And then they're going to remove the marriage penalty. If you don't know if you have suffered the marriage penalty, you know how bad it is. When would this happen? It would happen in generally around November. Remember, this is a September to October recon, so it's going to take about 2 months, but the impact you would feel in November. That's fifth stimulus. Now, if you watch Afternoons LATE's second show after this, the taped one, and then Evenings LATE, especially the Evenings LATE show tonight, I go over excruciating, I'm holding it upside down. I go over excruciating detail what is in the fifth stimulus package. This is what you need to know before watching that show. Fifth stimulus package is called the American Family Plan, but it ain't all about families. There's a lot of stuff in here about single individuals. There's a lot of stuff in here about seniors. There's a lot of stuff in here about working single guys and gals. So while the president calls it the American Family Plan, don't get dissuaded or turned off by the title. There's a lot of stuff in here for a lot of other people. Same thing with the fourth stimulus package. And now I want to turn to what is not in the fourth stimulus package so far that as a viewer of the Purple Power, you may want to push to get it in there. This is critical information that only I cover with you because I'm the one who really cares about your livelihood in a few months from now, and I prepare you ahead of time for what could be happening. In the fourth stimulus package currently, no one is talking about renewing 3 entire universes of items that are in the third stimulus package. Going away so far at the moment from ending at the end of third stimulus and not coming back with fourth stimulus are the following: all the business assistance, all the unemployment assistance, and all the renter assistance. Yeah, so I want you to know this because ultimately it's not a done deal. It's not etched in stone. There's still room to push to get these things in there. Remember, the vote-a-rama is the final 2 days of July. We got time till July. So what's going away? All the business grants, EIDL, PPP, Shuttered Venue Grant, all the business grants going away, not coming back on a fourth stimulus. Then all the unemployment assistance, PUA, FPUC, PUC going away. There's no talk about renewing them. They're expiring. And then finally, all the renters assistance, rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, eviction moratorium, mortgage forbearance, all set to expire. So if you want these things not to expire, and I certainly agree with you, you need to push to get them into fourth stimulus. All right, that is fourth stimulus and fifth stimulus. Now I got big news for you about third stimulus, and I want to go back to a series of things across the board that you need to know. Third stimulus and fourth stimulus has a lot of big money going live. And just today, next week, and the week after, so very exciting, I want you to be ready for it. Just going live minutes ago is the restaurant grant in preview. It's at sba.gov. Moreover, I know that a lot of the SBA regional offices are sending out emails for clinics in which they're going to help go over how to apply for, how to get ready. Wonderful, great news. So reach out, so get ready for that. The Shuttered Venue grant just went live, and I have a sense the $5,000 EIDL grant may go live next week. These things are just rolling out very quickly. Then Going live next week, the rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, homeowners utilities, because I told you in May it's landing. That's a third stimulus assistance for renters and mortgage assistants. Get ready to pounce and get that money. What is also just a few days away? Just a few days away is the money coming back from IRS for that unemployment and your 2020 personal tax return due date, which is critical for the children's check coming in July. Before I get to the IRS refund or the children's check, I want to go over no less than 4 really untrue things that are being put out in YouTube channels. Even one channel, which had a false story yesterday, put out another false story just 5 minutes ago. Let me tell you what they are so you know that this is not what the actual provisions are. First, someone just a few minutes ago said that Elizabeth Warren just came out and supported $2,000 monthly stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. No, she didn't. The person's signing a very old story. And in fact, those senators have never put in writing that it's going to be exactly $2,000. That is an old story and didn't just happen minutes ago. It's a very old YouTube trick to credit an old story to something new. That's the first thing. Second one, this is the one that's really the most egregious. One YouTuber put out a story 2 days ago that you're getting a $10,200 check from IRS as a stimulus check in May if you had unemployment benefits. Oh boy, absolutely everything is incorrect in that sentence. First, no one is getting $10,200 at all in the United States from the IRS. No one is. Second, it's not a stimulus check. Third, it actually is not even cash positive. It's a break even. And finally, nothing in that sentence is correct. Let me explain what's going on. If you filed a 2020 tax return and paid taxes on your first $10,200 of unemployment, that amount of the taxes you paid on that unemployment is going to be sent back to you. So let's say last year you made $5,000 of unemployment, but you also made like $20,000 in income or whatever. And your tax bill that you paid was $5,000. And of the $5,000, $100 of it was to pay taxes on your unemployment. You're getting a refund of $100. You're not getting a refund of $10,200, and you're not getting a refund of $5,000. You're only getting the refund of the amount that you paid taxes on your 2020 return of your unemployment. Boy, and it's not a break even. I mean, it's not a profit. It's a break even. You pay them $100, you're getting the $100 back. Wow, it's not a stimulus check. It's not $10,200, and it's not even all the taxes you paid. So that's that one. Finally, the other one that's getting really confused up is, and I expect this one to be just confusing all the way to July. And what I want you to be laser focused on is this one right now. If you have children, please get ready for this right now. If you have children, you are not automatically getting a $3,600 starting the month of July or $3,000 a month of July if you have not done what needs to be done. Who's getting it? First, let me go over the 2 qualifiers. You made less than $75,000, you're getting it if the IRS knows the child exists. 2 qualifiers. You made less than $75,000 and they know the child exists. So if you're on SSI and SSDI, Social Security and Rail benefits, and they know the child exists, you're getting it. You're getting it. Here are the people who are not getting the check in July and need to do something in the next few days before the 2020 tax return is due. First, a person who never files tax returns. If you file tax returns, they don't know you have a child. So you have to file a tax return. Go to a tax preparer and get this ready. Second, you do file tax returns, but you don't list that child as your dependent. You have to fix that ASAP, especially if you just had the child during this pandemic. So those are the 2 situations, and the time frame to fix that is coming up. And with that, I hope that it was helpful for you. Let me jump into the live chat and answer some of your questions now about 4th stimulus, 3rd stimulus, and also 5th stimulus. Perfect says some YouTubers are just trying to jump on the stimulus train to fame, and all they do is false info. It is horrible. And there are certain, and I'm clearly not naming who they are, but they're really saying just really untrue stuff. I feel dumb when I don't understand which Charlotte is being greeted. Hi, Charlotte. That's a Charlotte. There's two Charlottes in the room. There's Charlotte Williams, Charlotte Miller, and Charlotte Powell. So hello, Charlotte Powell and Charlotte Miller. And that was a perfect donk for the message before that. And I see Rachel, I see Robbie, and I see Crystal Hunter, and there's Crayola King. There's a question coming in. Donna. Hey, LA, I'm on SSDI, and I haven't received my third stimulus check via direct deposit. Do I just keep on waiting, or do I need to file something? So, Donna, if you have filed a 2010 tax return and have not received the stimulus check, then you will need to file something. If you did not file a 2020 tax return or a 2019 return, then you're going to have to file something as well. I would, at this point, reach out to a tax preparer and request the missing stimulus check. You can also go to irs.gov for guidance. They've released more guidance today if you have not got to the check. At this point, if you're missing the third stimulus check and you don't get it by the end of the week, I would start requesting it. Lola. So people who have children will be the only ones who receive the 4 stimulus checks? Oh, no. No, not at all, Lola. No, there's nothing about children concerning the 4th stimulus check. Not at all. Let me go back to that graphic for you for the 4th stimulus packet, for the 4th stimulus check. There's nothing at all about 4th stimulus checks. The eligibility for the 4th stimulus check is the same as the 3rd stimulus check. If you join me late in the broadcast, I was covering the 5th stimulus package, which was the increasing of your benefits if you're on SSI and SSDI. So who gets the 4th stimulus check? Here you go, Lola. If you are a single parent, make less than $75,000, you get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, you get it. Household 4 or less, you get it. And if you're on SSI or SSDI, you get it as well. Let me jump back into the live chat. There's Jacqueline, and there's Rachel, and there's Linda. There's Stephanie. If you have any questions, drop your questions right now. I'm in the live chat with you. And there's Shirley Parker. Thank you very much, LA. Very much appreciate it. I appreciate that. You know, there's nothing, when I see someone doing a story that says you're getting a $10,200 stimulus check, I'm torn between whether the person is just completely out of touch or really is just trying to do clickbait. That is, I mean, imagine the notion thinking that there's $10,000 coming in the mail to you. I mean, it just sounds wonderful. Imagine how wonderful saying there's $10,000 coming in the mail to you. It just sounds great, but no one's getting $10,000. Thomas, student loan debt forgiveness. Oh, thank you, Thomas. I've not mentioned that today. Really, no update on this. And Miguel Cardona was mentioned extensively by the president on Wednesday night during that briefing. No mention about the student loan debt forgiveness. And what's even more troubling, Thomas, is that Warren and Sanders, I'm messing it up again, Warren and Schumer have not mentioned it either. I don't know why 2 of the biggest advocates for the student loan debt forgiveness have not mentioned it either. Thank you, Sharon, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Barbara, has the president started the recon yet? No, he has not officially started the recon yet. And next week, you're expected to see the president act like he's not using recon. So don't worry the messaging of the president. In fact, he was even starting today. The president's doing a tour of the country, making it sound like he can get bipartisan support for both the 4th and 5th stimulus package. He's not going to get any bipartisan support for any of these stimulus packages. But understand the president's going to make it look like he's trying to do, he's trying to get bipartisan support. Let me see some of the other questions. Dean, I'm collecting SSI early retirement and still working. Is that being reformed to no limit on working income? Oh, I think I understand your question, Dean. So if you're on SSI and early retirement and still working, what would you get? So you're going to get actually Three things, Dean. So first, you're on SSI, so your SSI benefits will be increased. Second, if you mean you're on Social Security, that benefit will also be increased as well. So those two benefits you're receiving will be increased. Then you'll be tied to the inflationary benchmark. And then they're going to remove the income exclusion. So if you want to work more hours and take home more cash, they're going to fix that as well. We don't know the exact number at the moment. It's somewhere between $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Keep up the great work. You're doing wonderful. Thank you, David. David Storr. Thank you so much. Rachel, I love you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you so much, Rachel. I really appreciate it. Thomas, thank you. We appreciate it. I appreciate you for watching. Stephanie, hey, Crayola King, what color are you today? Is there a particular color? Is Crayola King teal today? I see everyone is green with purple hearts. I don't know if maybe you can see a different color than I can see it. Way to continue the information flow. Donna. I appreciate it. Tempo Doom has been very quiet, says Bob Bacon. Yes, she has been very quiet. And it's not surprising, but a lot of people say that she has just less than 6 months left, that she's going to retire. So that might be why she's been very quiet lately. What about SSA? Andrew Powers. So same thing. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, all that would be improved and increased as the benefit levels go up under the new reform for fifth stimulus this fall. Bonnie Cross, I got the third stimulus check. I'm still waiting for the first and second. Turbo said April 3rd, but I'm still waiting. Huh. That's really interesting. I've never seen that type of situation. So Bonnie, did you go to TurboTax to fix the first and second, and after you fixed it with Turbo, you got the third? Because that's what that's how I'm reading your comment, that by going to TurboTax and doing whatever you filed, you got the third. If that's the case, then first and second's coming. If you got the third before you went to TurboTax, then that would make me even more confused. But if you went to TurboTax, you filed something, and you've now gotten the third, but you're waiting for the first and second, then you're good. I think they're right. Andrew Powers, awesome. Thank you kindly. I appreciate that. Jacqueline Albert, thank you, LA, for everything you do. I appreciate that. Brian Mooser, hello from State College, Pennsylvania, home of the Penn State University, where Nancy Pelosi gets her $12,000 ice cream imported from. Vernice. Okay, so Vernice is a hater in the room. LALATE, where's your info from when no one else is talking about, not even Biden? Okay, that's a great question. So what do you want the information from, Bernice? You want to know where the information is for the SSI and SSDI? Okay, I'll show you. First, here's the letter. I'm actually quoting the exact letter for the SSI and SSDI. If you want to read the letter, you can go online to read the letter. That's where the SSI and SSDI is coming from. If you want to know where the information is on what the House members want for the fourth stimulus package, you can actually read the bill. I didn't even go that deep on that shadiness today. Another YouTube channel today actually said that Talib, under the fourth stimulus package, wants to give you a stimulus check to the end of under the pandemic. He doesn't even know what her actual bill says. Her actual bill says it's to the end of the pandemic plus 1 year. And if you want to read that bill, you can go read it online. If you're watching that person on YouTube, he's not even citing the correct information because he's not even reading her bill. Talib and the House bill that has been introduced says pandemic plus 1 year. I showed the graphic for the actual bill on Mornings LA and Noontime LA. For the senators, if you want to see their letter, you can go read their letter. And then if you want to know what's in the fifth stimulus package, then you can go to CNBC that had a had an actual publishing of the details, what's in the fifth stimulus package. I didn't go over it in this channel, in this recording. It's tonight on Evenings LA. So if you want to go read it yourself and question where it's coming from, then you can certainly do that across the board. But that is why I don't sit here and run other people's broadcasts, because they have no idea what they're talking about. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Oh, that's Rosa with what's that lemon doing? Oh, it's juggling. Rosa with the juggling lemon. And someone else, there was Eddie Panaro. Hi from Florida. Hey, Eddie Panaro, where in Florida are you from? I love your state. Where are you from? Sorry for the shady jokes about Florida the last 2 nights. Natalie, thank you for the dancing pear. I really appreciate it. When are we getting the fourth stimulus check? So Speaker Pelosi and Leader Schumer say that the vote would be July 4th. So you will get it in the month of July, for the month of July. Robert, you folks in California are a little strange to us in Texas, but you sure have better info than anyone else. Well, the feeling's mutual. Just kidding. What's going to happen with unemployment, Lisa? So that's a big issue. Unemployment, I'm very worried about, Lisa, because FPUC, PUA, PUC are all expiring. They're all expiring. Let me show you the graphic for unemployment from yesterday. This was yesterday's number. Look at this. We got worse. So PEUC, FPUC, PUA are all expiring in just a few weeks. They are not slated to come back under fourth stimulus. I think they should come back in fourth stimulus. So we need to push this to the finish line. TC Michigan, still no stimulus check for the third one. Am I the only one still sleeping in my storage unit? No, you're not the only one. There are some people who have still not gotten that third stimulus check. What's going to happen with, unemployment? Lisa, I just answered that question. Any other questions, drop them in the live chat. I see Linda Cole, and there's Lee Jackson, Crystal Hunter, and Team Angel. Dean Hershey. Hey, LALATE, are you coming from California? Pelosi's heading to Congress. Where is the love? Yes, I am here live in Los Angeles. You are simply the best, Anne-Marie. I appreciate it. You are also Anne-Marie. I really appreciate it. Maddie Harris, thank you, and I love your show. Thank you. Vernice, thank you for the nice comment, Vernice. I appreciate it. STG, pull up. Hey, LALATE, when can we get this tow truck going? Trust me, I want it going. I'm really tired of the show by the president about bipartisan support. There's no bipartisan support, so just start it. I mean, I don't know why we're waiting for it. Charles Sullivan, LALATE, is there hazard pay from the third stimulus? Okay, so let me go on air. Let me jump on camera for that one. There is hazard pay in the fifth stimulus, and there's hazard pay in the third stimulus. It's not Nancy Pelosi hazard pay. It's a different type of stimulus. So let me, I detail tonight a lot on Evenings LA, but let me tell you what it is. Under third stimulus, they made law modifications to a provision that's been around for 10 plus years. The provision's called the Earned Income Tax Credit. And under third stimulus law, they modified it for hazard pay workers. And what did they put it to? If you're 19 years or older, made less than $25,000, and worked as an essential worker for hazard pay, you can get a $1,504 tax credit called the Earned Income Tax Credit. They increased the eligibility and increased the amount. The fifth stimulus package, which is sort of an example of responding to Vernice's question. How come we didn't hear about hazard pay from the president on Thursday night? Because this is literally what's in the fifth stimulus package that the president has put out, but he didn't mention it during his speech. He's not very good on, if you're going to do a speech and you want the people to know everything that's in there, then say everything. But if you're just going to broadly do it, then do it broadly. So in the fifth stimulus package, he is trying to make that third stimulus package law permanently. It's only for 1 year. 19 years or older, $25,000 or less, essential worker income, you can get a $1,504 earned income tax credit. I rather modify it. First, I don't like the eligibility. And I've had viewers contact me say, why is it just 25,000 or less? It should be bigger. I agree. I think the eligibility should be expanded to 30,000, 35,000. And then I think the tax credit should be put higher. What's $1,500? That's nothing. It should be $2,000, $3,000. I think the earned income tax credit, I love it under the fifth stimulus package, but I think it should be more money and for more people eligible to get it. Let me jump back into the live chat and see some more of your questions and comments across the board. Pear alert. Oh, there was a pear? I didn't see it. Who's that from? Oh, Alicia. How are you, Alicia? Thank you for the dancing bear. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one again. Thank you. TC, Michigan. What does the census have to do with the House seats? Ida. Oh, boy. That's very big. That census tells us how many seats. Well, let me say it again. The census tells you how many House seats a certain area should have. So if they think the population is this big before the census, then they get that number of seats for that particular location. If the census results come back and say, no, your population is this big, then they cut back some of the seats. They take away some of the seats. So there are some states that are losing seats and other states that are they're gaining seats. It is too hard to predict and too hard to understand it at the moment. Some Republicans are saying, oh, it looks like they could pick up more seats. Let's just say that the balance of power in the House is close enough. It's already close enough that a major swing in a midterm election next year could change the balance of power in the House. It's close enough already. So even the census could make a big difference. Robbie, thank you for what you do. You don't know what we do without you. We love you. I appreciate that. I really do. Bonnie Hibbert, Ella, you helped me and others understand all this going on. I thank you so much, making it clear. Oh, I really appreciate it. Teachers should get hazard pay anew. I agree. Francine, I love L8 and Javita. Oh, thank you. Cruz Row, L8, I get stimulus for all four of my kids plus me. The House proposal gives me more than the Senate does in the long run. Huh. Yes, it does. Yes, that's correct. So, Cruz, you are correct. You get more money, but it takes more months to get the money. Absolutely. Hey, Randall, hey, LA, is the $200 of SSI SSDI railroad benefits vets going to have back pay? No, and that's not currently happening. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Crayola, for the massive super chat from Crayola and Crystal. I really appreciate it. That's very, very kind. And if anyone needs help with rent or utilities, and you're just tuning in, let me remind you what I told you early in this broadcast. There's a series of things that are going live in the next few days. The rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners utility assistance from third stimulus is just landing in the States next week. It's May. Also going live just today is the restaurant grant in preview mode. Shuttered venue grant went live earlier this week. And I just have a sense that the EIDL grant is going to go live next week. Things are sort of coming out very quickly. Wow, we're already at 33 minutes. It's recording. That was really fast. Let me see if anyone else has any other questions across the board. Patty Wise, Andrew, the others just make up what they put out or copy LA and put their spin on it. Yeah, I mean, it's really, it's sometimes you wonder if people just don't understand things, and then other times you wonder if they're just making it up. But there is no $10,200 stimulus check. Boy, don't you wish there was a $10,000 stimulus check coming next month? I mean, there's just not. Elizabeth Warren said nothing today about stimulus checks, or yesterday, or this week. Oh, and there's another one they're doing. There's actually two YouTube channels. They're saying that President Biden loves stimulus checks. And so what they're doing is they're running his speech from Wednesday night saying, I love stimulus checks. Well, we know he likes stimulus checks. Who cares that he loves stimulus checks? Does that mean we're getting forced stimulus because he loves stimulus checks? That's sort of that's... And, you know, oh, and by the way, there was another YouTube channel that did the reverse of it. It said that Biden didn't mention things on Wednesday night, hence you're not getting it. Oh, my goodness. here is the entire fifth stimulus package from Biden so far. How much of this did he mention on Wednesday night? I think maybe like this. All this he didn't mention. What happened when he debuted the third stimulus package in January on that Thursday night? Did he mention stimulus checks? No, he didn't mention them. Did he leave out a lot of other stuff? Yeah, he left out a lot of stuff. I don't know how he does his press. That's his doing. And you certainly have not seen his videos on this channel today and yesterday. What did he do today? He tried to make it look like he's going on a tour, as he says, to pitch the fourth stimulus and third and fifth stimulus. Okay, but he's not going to get bipartisan support. Just start the recon already. Just start the recon. So that's the only thing that makes me worried is that, why drag it out any longer? Start the reconciliation. And let me see if there's any last questions or comments before we call it a wrap. Let me jump into the live chat. I use that $10,000 stimulus to start living in a van. Yeah, I mean, $10,000 stimulus, that's, well, it's actually $10,000, that's a perfect door. It's $10,200 of stimulus. Ashley, hey, Ashley, how are you? It's going to be 79 where you are. Yeah, it's very hot today as well. Carla, do not show that guy from Yale anymore. Okay, Carla, I won't show him anymore. Inumi says, Inumi Phillips says Texas has the rent relief now. Oh, good. Great. Laquita, hey, LA, I lost my husband in January. Oh, my goodness. I'm so sorry about your loss. Very, very sorry. Very, very sorry. The remainder of her question is, would I be eligible for the stimulus, for his stimulus, and how would I apply? Thank you for your updates. So you're eligible for a couple of things for your late husband, Lakita. So January, you're certainly eligible for, let me see, you're eligible for the second stimulus check because he passed after it became a law. So make sure you got the $600 stimulus check for your late husband. You're not eligible for the third stimulus or the fourth stimulus because he was not alive when they became law. Now, as to any benefits, if, for example, you get survivor benefits for Social Security because of your husband, then yes. Then when we go back to fifth stimulus in the fall, and we're talking about increasing benefits, and I have been getting a lot of questions about this. Does this include like a wife whose husband has died and you get his Social Security benefits? Yeah, so his Social Security benefits would increase. His Social Security benefits would be tied to inflationary benchmark. Yes, absolutely. And that is the SSI reform in the fall. And thank you for joining me on a big afternoon's LA broadcast. This is great. I wish they're always like this one. This is wonderful. People had really good questions. I'll just try to remind people that this is the show where I answer questions. I jump into the live chat, interact with you. And with that, let me show you the programming schedule coming up later today. If you don't know it already, I'm back with you for our tape shows coming up later. Afternoons LA is at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That is a huge show tonight. Oh boy. And then evenings LA, 2 hours after that, and then LA Late Night. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Be part of this incredible community. If there's a new face in the chat, say I'm a newbie. And then if you see the new face, say hi. Try to interact with new people so they feel welcomed across the board. Also, like this video. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Thank you for all the wonderful comments this week. Everyone was very, very nice to one another. Let's keep that camaraderie, keep that spirit of kindness, and keep that spirit of thankfulness and blessedness of going into the weekend. And I'll see you in the live chat on Afternoons LA coming up after this. Stay informed, stay focused, stay LA for more.